decision isn't yours to make. Don't lie about the way things are. The tall tales will take you very far. Don't scoff when they say it's the end. In this life, you know you can't pretend. The days pass by, they've set in stone, but it's not too late now for you to change your tone.
Why are you not hearing me? Or am I not? Can you hear me now? Okay. Welcome if you didn't hear me. Today is Friday. It is November 14th at 6 p.m. And I want to run through all of our little updates. So the most important thing I want to say to all of you is the copay case is still chugging along. And I can't stress enough that for all of you that paid copays between January 1st of 2022 to January 12th of 2023, you need to start getting those receipts together. The reason is that if they get to a conclusion that they're ready to reimburse you for all of those copays that were illegally charged to you during that period, you're going to have to provide some proof of payment. So you're going to need receipts. If you don't have receipts, then you'll need a medical record or a note or something from the doctor's office. What's going to happen is what we're working on is for that when we get to this point that they'll give you a list, a printout of all of the visits that you had. But you're going to have a window in which you're going to have to secure all of proof of payment for that. So if it's not a receipt, it's not a credit card statement that says the doctor's name or whatever, or a medical chart information, something, you've got to find something. Now, we know that this goes back to 2022. You're not going to find that in many places. So for that, I need you to know that you need to find something. Either it needs to be a paper receipt or something from your doctor's office or a credit card statement or something that would show that you actually paid the doctor. So please, I can't stress enough, keep passing this word around. You guys need to get your colleagues and your friends and your family members to put those receipts together because we are moving closer towards finalizing this. And that will be how much you will get paid. If you don't have receipts, they're not going to reimburse that. And if they do, it would be at a smaller number than what you're anticipating. So please try to work towards that. Roberta. So Roberta, people like Roberta. So those of you who were first responders, who were not first responders, but who were survivors for World Trade Center. You were telling us that there was some coordination of your World Trade Center and your regular prescription drug benefits through Express Scripts. And then we're going to talk about Express Scripts next. So they're still working on the answer for that. Roberta, I will probably call you tomorrow to talk more about that. Because if there was a coordination, it was probably done by Express Scripts, and it was not something that was planned because the World Trade Center program was being handled by Express Scripts as well. So I will contact you on that. Express Scripts and Prime Therapeutics. So, the city's pharmacy benefit manager, the Emblem plan, is going away. Today, the comptroller signed the contract for the new NYC EPPO plan. They advised that weeks ago when we had informed you that Emblem's drug plan would be going away with Express Scripts, and the new pharmacy benefit manager, or PBM for short, is going to be Prime Therapeutics. Prime Therapeutics is the official PBM. So there's information coming out of both of these, everything that you guys are calling Emblem, and finding out different stories. So from what we can ascertain is that the Prime Therapeutics is the official PBM, and they will provide you with your medications, and your mail order through them could be through one of two delivery services. So again, the official pharmacy benefit manager is Prime Therapeutics. They have two delivery services that you can use. One would be Amazon. Two would be Amazon Prime, and then two would be Express Scripts. Now, they're still knocking that last one out, because they did kick Express Scripts to the curb. And from our understanding, that there's working out some deal or something, and we'll know about that probably like next week. So what I want you to know is that by probably Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, I'll have an update from you. If not, definitely by Friday. But don't freak out about some of this. I know some of you have contacted us about not getting a letter or getting a letter. You would only get a letter from Prime or Emblem if they had identified that you were taking a medication that would not either be in the formulary or in which you would need a prior authorization. We've already been advised that your current prior authorization will carry over to the new plan. And then once you need a new prior authorization, you will be getting new letters and information to explain all this crap, because a lot of things came out that shouldn't have come out the way that they did come out. So hang in there a little bit. I know it just seems kind of rocky at this point, but we're working on trying to, clarify up some of this for you. So let me take a quick look and see some of these questions. Mike, can we get a court order to extend the transfer period, since the NYC PPO lawsuit won't be heard yet? Well, that case doesn't get heard until December. And I'm sure if there's a hiccup there, it would probably just, I don't know, who knows, stop things. But we can't get a court order. We're not part of the litigants on that. And you would probably have to ask the people that are. Let's see. Whoops. Hey, Laura. Hi. You're in Manhattan. Yay, you. Hey, Barbara. Good to see you. Evening, Gerald. Double tap the face. That was probably when I wasn't having sound. Yeah, I had my mic off. I guess I didn't realize that. Okay, let's see. More questions. Okay, years again for the copays. The years would be January 1st of 2022 to January 12th of 2023. I need receipts. You need to start putting them in a folder. I mentioned this like 2 weeks ago. You need to keep doing it. I'm going to keep saying it to you as much as I can. Get those receipts. Should GHI Emblem Health have records on the EOBs? So Long Beach, your records on your EOBs won't show that you actually paid the copay. It would show what you would have been charged, but it doesn't show what you would have paid. That's why you need to get something, a receipt, a medical note, or something from the doctor's office, something that says you did pay. Doreen, the new plan for active workers and non-Medicare retirees. I checked the website for the new plan and none of our doctors. So Doreen, I've seen your message like several times. So I need you to go back and check that you've spelled the doctor's name correctly in there. And then tell me when you write me back that you checked each doctor's name accurately and it's been spelled correctly. And tell me how you searched. I want to know what you checked off. If you checked off a box that says accepting new patients, if you checked off, make sure you're also checking within the right zip code. If you're only searching for within the zip code, your mileage is, if you're not searching for the specific doctor, I'd ask you to search it a couple ways first, but I do have your information and we will be working on that on Monday. Brad, register the contract. What does this mean? Does this mean the full contract and agreement papers? No. So it does not mean that the full contract is redacted. So what happens now is once he's authorized the contract, registered it, then the contract goes, he has to now make the contract public. But you remember there was almost 40 pages worth of redactions. So he now has to look at this to determine what he wants to do to redact, what he can remove, what redactions he could remove. And then he has to get the city to okay it. Now the city doesn't have to agree, and that they've got 5 days to do it. So today, and I'm assuming it's 5 business days. So today would be the day that, yesterday would be the day that he redacted. Yesterday would be the day that he certified the contract. They would have 5 business days from yesterday. So that would put us to like next Friday or next Thursday. And we already have a request in for the document. So as soon as we get them, we would obviously be very interested in reading them and sharing them with you. So don't worry about that. I would definitely share those with you. Yes. Edward Hernandez, I actually saw that you unsubscribed from our newsletter, I think today. If you did not unsubscribe from our newsletter, please let me know, because I actually show that you did unsubscribe. And I was like, wait, gee, why would Edward do that? We were in the middle of trying to help resolve some of your issues. And I want you to know, Edward, OLR is not answering us on your issues, but we're taking that up to the next level with our attorneys as well. So, and there's a couple of you in that same spot. Their position is that we should be paying every single copay the way that we're being charged. And that leads me to another issue. If you are having financial stress, many of you have watched our video with Margaret. I need to hear from you. If you would send me an email with your phone number, and send me an email to the organization, retirees at nycretirees.org. And in the subject line, it would be copay financial hardship. That would be your subject line, copay financial hardship. And then I want to know if you'd be interested in doing like a short little 2-3 minute video with me, telling me the financial hardship that these copays are putting your family in. Margaret had called my voicemail and was very public, was very emotional about as you heard, what she was going through. I had asked her if I could make her voicemail public, and she said yes. And then I turned it into that little video that you heard. But if we can make a group of these, I think it might be helpful, because New York City Council is not listening to any of us at this point. And I think it's important to show them what damage they're causing to each and every one of you. So if you're having a problem financially from these copays, I want to know. If you would send me an email, if you're interested in recording something like Margaret did with me, that we could make into a short little video. So that's that. Let's see. Telehealth visits are now being covered again by Medicare until 1/26. That's because they reopened everything. Those were suspended when the government was shut down. Do UFT retirees continue to get their drugs from SHIP? Okay, so Joan, UFT retirees don't get their drugs from SHIP. You purchase, any retiree who does not get a union drug plan, you do not get your drug plans from your unions unless you are an employee. UFT, and I'm speaking UFT because many retirees like myself, I'm DC 37, I get my drug plan from my former union. UFT retirees, you purchase a drug plan from the city of New York. You do not have to purchase your drug plan from the city of New York. That premium, if you're Medicare, is going up to $180 a month. For many of you, that's prohibitive, especially if you're only taking like very minor medications. It would behoove you to check on the marketplace, Medicare.gov, for a standalone Part D, D as in drug plan, a standalone Part D drug plan, and put in your medications and the dosages and the frequency, and find a plan in your zip code that would cover you for less than $180 a month. SHIP is a separate benefit that you pay for through your union. That has nothing to do with your drug plan. You get your medications through a drug plan that you purchase. Right now, it's with Emblem through the city of New York. So those are your choices right there. Now, this year and OLR is not answering officially this question either, but we're waiting for an answer in which that you should be able to now separate, because I know Mo Group put it out, at least for UFTers. I'm looking that it's done citywide, and I only got one email back from someone that's MBF that they can split the riders. So for UFT, and I believe for everyone else, but we're waiting for confirmation, you should be able to purchase a rider, the 365 hospital rider, separately from your drug plan. So if you choose to purchase the drug plan on the marketplace, you can purchase the 365 rider for hospitalization through OLR now separately, where before you had to have it bundled with your drug plan. Will they force you to do mail order to save money? Honestly, Gerald, I do not know. But the paperwork should be coming out soon on this, and we're waiting for that. But I will make that a note. I do not think you're forced to do mandatory mail order from what I had read, but I think it's an option because there is a list of providers of in-network pharmacies. But I will put that on my list. Okay. Received a letter of mediation, of medication, I think you mean, will no longer be on their formulary. So all of these drug issues that you're mentioning to me, I don't want you to just throw them out here in the chat. You really need to fill out that survey that we asked you to do, which I think is this one. I think it's this one. I just put that in the chat. So if you have not done the survey, please do so. Put that information on there, because we have been in touch with the insurance companies to let them know that we have these problems that we want addressed, and you will probably hear from them regarding these issues privately so that they can discuss them with you. I think that's probably the best way to handle it. So about 300 something people already reached out to us, and we have answers for those 300 people. They will be getting that information directly from the insurance company, not from me, so that they could have that privacy and their questions answered. So I was sending out emails to them today that they are getting that information. So I know that they'll really be happy about that. So you guys, if you do have questions about your drug plan, put them in that chart. And also, you got an email yesterday, and the email said that if your doctors weren't in the network or your medication's not being accepted or approved, you should be able to fill out this report and send it to us. Fill out that survey and send it to us. We want your info so that we can find out what the problems are so that we can try to help fix them. Not true. I got a letter that said I need an authorization for Prime. So if you already have a current prior authorization that is still current, Laureen, you don't need a new prior authorization. You will only need a new one when the one that you currently have expires. If it expires after January 1st, yes, you're going to need a new one. If it expires in the next couple of weeks, the doctor knows how to handle that process. It's under the current process that we have. So there's nothing really changing on that. Thank you for the details. The prescription change. I know, Laura, it has a lot of people worried. What are the next steps for the awful new plan for active workers? Okay, so since the comptroller certified the contract, Doreen, it then goes to the mayor. The mayor signs it, of course, because he's been waiting to do that. And then the plan gets put into effect. Data will probably very quickly be rolled over from Emblem to Emblem and United, and their PBM change also. Oh, reminds me, for those of you diabetic, you will probably getting letters that the test strip company had gone out of business. So they have to change test strips. Now, you're going to get a letter that's going to say to you that this new test strip company will be put into place. And in January, you should be getting a new machine, a coupon for a new machine for those new test strips. So hang tight on all of that. There's a lot of diabetic retirees, and this affects a real lot of people. But you should be getting all of that really soon now that things are going to start to move. Hope you feel better. I don't sound good, but thanks to filters, I look really good. Otherwise, I'd probably be really scary. Rest up. Chicken soup with matzo balls. I got matzo balls inside. That is Jewish penicillin. Edward, what happened to the multiple copays? Edward, we're still fighting that, and that is still going to be a fight. But this is why I need, if you are one of those retirees, especially the lower income retirees, or these multiple copays are causing you financial harm, I need to know, because we need to start making this a public fight. So if you're one of those people, please write us an email like I suggested. What's really annoying is that Express Scripts already knew that I had tried an asthma drug that did not work for me, and yet Prime still sent me a letter denying use of it. I guess of it. So Ellen, if you filled out the survey, please, if you fill out the survey with that information, great. If not, please do so, because I speak with them every couple of days, and I won't speak with them again till Monday. So that gives you time to, to add that on, and we can raise that. Is anyone aware if home delivery is less? Nope, I don't know that either. And there'll probably also be some questions. There will be some connections with Amazon Prime members and your drugs. So hang in there. Just give me till Monday. You need rest. Do you know what that is? No, Helen, I don't know what that is. And chicken soup, feel better. That's so sweet. Yes, Camille, I know. I'm actually was going to try to do some Christmas decorations because it usually takes me forever to get them up. Has Mom Donnie responded to any of your letters? No. Mom Donnie has not responded to any letters. I need pastina. Yes, I do. I miss pastina. See, even Dawn said it too. Please repeat dates needed for copays. Okay, so January 1st of 2022 to January 12th of 2023. Do credit card bills used for copays? Yes, Miriam, that might work. I would say put those aside just in case. Is a copy of the front and back of a canceled check proof? I'd say yes. I would put that aside. Yes, put that in your folder. Let's see what they say. What are the dates for the I just said it again. January 1st of 2022 to January 12th of 2023. And most probably a copay. Yep, that would help. When are you meeting with Brad Lander? What do I need to meet with Brad for? What do you want me to meet with Brad for? Can't there be some kind of injunction going against Prime with such short notice? No, because that's not part of the contract. The insurance company is supposed to contract with a vendor, and the vendor is one of those things that the insurance company can change vendors. And there was a desire to get rid of Express Scripts because they owed Express Scripts like millions of dollars. So they wanted to cut their losses, I guess. You owe someone too much money, you kick them to the curb. It's the MLC way. Prime told me that QVAR for my asthma isn't in their formulary. Prime suggested a drug that I've already tried in Express Scripts. So Ellen, again, put that in the thing, in the survey, or send me an email on it if there's no way for you to stick it in the survey. I just opened my mail. Local 237 changed their prescription plan to Aetna Silver Scripts. Yes. So Aetna is Aetna Silver Script. It is a Part D plan. DC 37 has that plan as well. William Shenton is on here. Claudia, you can probably commiserate with him because he got the same booklet you did. There's several of you that did. And they're not answering his questions either. He's pretty irked about that. So if Greg Floyd is listening, you're pissing off a lot of people. Not that Greg probably really cares. They still haven't stopped my cope. I applied in August of 25. Really? Okay, Long Beach, could you do me a favor, please? I would like you to copy me on an email or forward me your last email to them where you've expressed that you want this stopped. Please send me a copy of that email and to retirees at nycretirees.org. And I will handle this one for you with you because I will copy you on my response. And I will enjoy doing that. One of my current meds that I currently use is not on Prime's formulary. Hopefully they will approve. Again, Robert Anthony, please make sure that's in the survey so that I can address that. Does Lander have an unredacted? Yes, he does have an unredacted copy because he had to see it in order to review it. And he will only publish whatever he is permitted to publish. He then reviews what he would like to have unredacted. And then the city then says yes or no. The unions control the city council. No. Oh my goodness. Is this correct? A retiree presently on Emblem will remain unless they wish to choose another plan. Louise, no. If you are currently on Emblem GHI, CBP, that means you are an active worker or a non-Medicare retiree. You are now being moved into the NYC PPO plan as of January 1. I finally received my SHIP copay after 4 attempts. Good for you. Pretty frustrating. And send them a bill for stamps. What do you think are the chances 1096 will be heard when the new speaker takes over if someone other than Chris Marte? Well, Ellen, this is why it's really important that all of you go and do the homework that I've given you. You have to do those emails, do those phone calls, and you need to do them every day as a work day so that you can make the most impact as you possibly can. Okay. So, phone calls, emails, and all of those contacts are on our homework page. They're on the video too, the video of Margaret, and I put them in the email yesterday. So you really do need to do those. WellCare is $32 a month. Yes, this is why it pays to take a peek at the standalone Part D plans. Absolutely. Commercial pharmacy prices have increased by 500%. So I'm not even going to address that. UFT can't separate, but do your homework. Lots of conflicting information. Yes. If we choose a different Part D, can we still get our reimbursement in February? Also, if we do switch to a different Part D, so Ellen, I believe if you're UFT and you do choose to separate, you should check this with the welfare fund. And if someone puts this out, I'll put this. If someone can confirm this, I will put this up on an FAQ. I believe you will still get that reimbursement back, but only up until what you've paid. Remember, the UFT does reimburse up to $900 a month, $900 a year. The problem is that if you're only paying $30 a month, you're not paying $900. So you're not going to get that full reimbursement, but you are getting reimbursed, and you're technically premium free at that point, which is the point. So I do believe the answer is yes. Please check that with your welfare fund. And if someone has the answer, I will put that on our Facebook page. I just lost my spot. So, Bill, these copays are killing me. I only pay when the secretary in the ass. Otherwise, I walk out. So you will end up getting paid. You will end up getting billed for those. And the copay in the court for copays is still, there isn't a scheduled court date yet. And we have no influence over that. Right now, there's a back and forth between the lawyers. So if you are in financial trouble, please do what I asked you to do, which is 1, collect those copays from 22 and put them in a folder. And 2, please let us know that you are a retiree that is suffering from financial harm. And I want to know in an email, and we can put that on a video together on social media to promote that fact that you are a retiree that are struggling because of these additional costs. Okay. I spoke to Prime. They said I'm not in the system, never got a letter. Right. So Linda, just hang in there because they're still making that transfer. This is still all like kind of new. You know, they just certified stuff today. They still don't have all the data moved over. So we'll see what happens. I sent a request to Ina Vernikov to recognize the hardship retirees are having negotiating the new medical and pharmacy contract. Upon retirement, I had counseling on my agency benefit to help negotiate. The impression was that whatever we discussed was going to be in the plan till death. The city is not providing counseling in this plan, leaving to figure this out if it Roberta, even OLR is not answering us. All we could really hope is that we have some influence in the next administration, that they recognize that they have to answer these damn questions. It's absolutely egregious that the the speaker doesn't speak with us, that OLR doesn't speak with us, none of that. So hopefully we could make more of an impact. But I'm going to need you guys to be more noisy because I can't keep doing this on my own and I'm losing my voice. Long Beach, again, you're not going to get a letter unless you had an issue, unless they had an issue with some of your prescriptions. But you will, if you're all purchasing the drug plan from the city, you will all eventually get a letter. I get my test strips through Amazon, but the letter I got said the needles they aren't covering them. Yeah, so Anne-Marie, that's another prescription question. If you could please put that information in the survey, please. I will address that next week. These copays include secondary, like I'm on Medicare. Scott Whitaker, everyone here is on senior care and everyone is facing the same issue. So yes, your copays are on your secondary. They're not on Medicare. Medicare doesn't have copays. The unions and the mayor impose copays on you to fund their contracts. In 22, we had them reversed, and then they reimposed them in 25. George, I can't answer that question, but I'm going to take the assumption, yes, if you want to go through the Prime pharmacy. However, you will probably need an account to create an account with the new pharmacy PBM when it takes over. Just again, they're going to distribute that information. It is just too early yet, so hang tight. Puerto Ricans and the Irish swear by rubbing Vicks on your feet for a cold. I don't have Vicks and I'm not going out, and that stuff really stinks. You guys are funny. You said Brad wouldn't respond to... so yeah, Brad did respond to me. We've been speaking about this issue. Remember, the controller only has the ability to review this plan for improper procedures, not content. And nothing that they found was violated the policy procurement rules. Yes, Laura, and the Health Stabilization Fund audit is coming soon. I think it'll be a Christmas present. So, how can we send her a holiday donation to help? Her video was heartbreaking. Oh, Michelle, that's really sweet. You know what? Let me work on that. I'll figure something out for next week. I'll come up with something. When can we actually see that new retiree health plan? Carol, if you're on the retiree health plan, the new plan, you should be getting something in the mail already. And it should be on OLR's website as well, but you should have gotten books about it. I heard the UFT has to take their drug plan for the first year and can change the next year. I haven't heard that. I heard UFT. No, I have not heard that. The UFT has to take their... Who's there? The UFT doesn't have a drug plan for retirees. I spoke to a high-up staff member at Council Member Brooks Powers' office, and he told me his wife is a New York City retiree. I asked him if he could please twist the council member's arm a bit. You mean the same one that's running for speaker? You don't say, Camille. Okay. I love Vicks and it works. This is what I got. I think this is bronchitis. It's like from my neck up. Oh my God. Maybe we could do a GoFundMe for Margaret. Let me see if I can figure something out, okay? All right. That's the end of my questions. I'm going to bed. Can we maybe do, wait a minute, Frank. Is Frank Morano standing behind us? Yes. No, Frank's with us, Carol. Frank is with us. Not a problem. Okay. Yes, a nurse told me to rub it. You guys all want me to be stinky. All right. I'm gonna have my tea. This is my Laura mug. Say, Laura. I love you guys. Yes, I need a trip to the Bahamas without my cell phone. Why do we have to change a drug plan if retired and Medicare? Well, it's not changing your drug plan, B. It is that the insurance company is no longer using the company that provided the drugs, Express Scripts. You're going to need to use a different drug company, but it's coming. Okay, guys, I am going to bed. You have a good weekend. Read your emails because I did give you emails. Monday morning, don't make me remind you, but please, you do have to go and do your homework. I want you to call the speaker, call Carmen De La Rosa, call all of the speaker candidates. Do that every day. You can email them all weekend long. And then Monday, start calling them, okay? I will see you then. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. I love you. Ciao.
Don't speak what you don't understand. The truth is not in your command. Don't shout about what you think is fake. The decision isn't yours to make.